Honorable judges, respectful opposition, and everyone present. My name is Emily. Today I'll be the first speaker for the opposition team. Again, this motion called Should Robots Replace Human Artists? So here's to the opposition team. We just really disagree with this motion, and we will begin with challenging framing. So in the framing, we actually believe that something should be a problem at this using so much AI could damage our own civil and personal health and lose our creativity, skill, and everything around us. So how can we fix this problem to the affinity team trying to prove us that, okay, this is a surely good idea. We could use it with people around imagination, but how are people can actually lose imagination so fast? Not everyone and everybody lose imagination in this world. We went to school, but the people just still have inspiration in themselves, they can remember, they are surely never going to be end. So here, let's start watching our systems. In the world, we see people using ChatGPT, AI, and even Google Ads, making pictures for themselves. Like for example, if you make a picture of a house you want to live in, when everybody looks at the judges and opponents, they look at it, they understand it's ChatGPT or AI because it looks personally like that. Nobody else's house is so beautiful, so charming, and not everybody look too clean. Not like Disney movies, we see that every day when we see a movie, it's actually so strengthened and beautiful curved. Not like real things have circulars and put the buttons in here, but not really smooth. So this is different to AI and human creativity. But when we focus on educational skill, creativity, and our own health to AI and our brain thinking. So who will be impacted here is the humans and the AI themselves. What makes the human choose choices? So let's move on to what are actually called rebuttals. So the affirmative team trying to prove us like this is very good because we have these GPT to help us get more beautiful pictures and win the competition. So how much competition they are in? If we're trying to make it a competition, this would be easier and harder. The easier here is for the judges to explainable. Why you have this kind of picture, so slash or slits. It looks like it's not like creativity at all. It's smooth, like paint papers and very new things. Not every house is really perfect at the time. And the judges will understandably notice when you look at the picture. The brains can identify that as you close your eyes, open them, you see the world is different to their impersonations. Look like a film in the movie. That's why judges can identify that too if you were in the artist competition. The affirmative might say that, okay, some else could do that too, but what the proof? It didn't have any proof at all to prove that in imaginations or any creativity. So we take over of that. Let's move on to my first argument called that these AIs do cultural content and they join the brain themselves. When you think of AI, they only do like a personal statement that ourselves here, and they can take other information, turn it to the picture the before they can. Once I look at the GPT or any kind of picture on AI, I see that some kind of difference here. ChatGPT and AI, they look like kind of similarities in Google. It's not like look like personal or different characteristics that we humans do themselves. In the museum, there was this boy 9 years old. He could do the pictures himself and make a beautiful generic, but not using ChatGPT. But now everybody knows about him and he was a break out. So this is where characteristics the ChatGPT can learn or any kind of AI. They learn not through experience, but through looking and news. So they will go on to collect that and make a prediction. This will be harder for us to identify this really ChatGPT or any kind of art. But still, our whole world is different, and ChatGPT loses that. When they see and it's turn experience, they lose concentration. They just take information, and that's not true to humans' behaviors. Humans, like Leonardo da Vinci and other kind of artists, Leonardo, they did their own drawings experience. They do the cultural. They remember specific things they have, maybe imaginable fantasy, or even a bit kind of magical themselves. There are different and external things you might see in the painting. Wars, sadness, happiness, and cultures. This is what artists make. The jubilating brains and hands, how light shows, how humans look like, how can they have this experience, have this kind of spiritual, make us think of paintings. And just think it's not really real. You think it's nothing. Instead of human painting Leonardo, he did his own paintings, and you can see them in the top. Also, you can find, okay, Leonardo wants to say to something. He writes his bottom and telling something, and you want to understand about it. Sun and all these artists make puzzles for us to solve. That also boosts creativity on us themselves. We can have make a painting that's small or big to recognize health and our own personal visions. But if you are artistic, you will make things more fun, right? You make things that don't know, flat, beautiful. That's real, not realistic. Like even though it's look realistic, but it's not. Let's move on to my second argument. That's creativity. I mean, like the impact and the beautiful impact release of the creativity themselves. Take the creativity now. For example, creativity now. The creativity now in the world. You see, everybody, they just write drawing pictures, and saying that it's not really good. But who can do copy themselves? You have to do their own paintings, to be famous, to be own yourselves, to be yourself at anything or anybody's discretion. Artists believe in themselves. They do not believe in any other competition or anything that bad behaves them. This is what they are. They try to be themselves, try to make the paintings to make them distinctively different from others. For example, Leonardo da Vinci, there's some stocks inside it, so which is distinctive to other artists trying to copy them. So this is the most important way to do a distinctive paintings. But also as art robots, however, it is a benefit for us. Our art is impact on the ways the computer shows us. Or even for the remakes, or sometimes we make our brains more smaller because we cannot think. We think of solutions to make the paper more beautiful or anything. Also, they can make us feel more sour about the composition being loose. Sometimes we can have a bad impact on our eyes as well. Wearing these glasses can be sometimes horrible. Humans say exactly they have bigger brains due to their creativity and thinking. They can also improve their health, mental health, and their stability as themselves, making them a more personalized life. They can show their life to anybody and trying to want to understand what their lives look like. Maybe they can solve the puzzle who they are exactly. Thank you for listening to my speech today, and this speech will come to an end. Thank you.